Hey everyone, this is Smpratte, and today I have perhaps the most important channel update to share with you guys. I'm going to start with the positives, and then for the rest of the video, I'm just going to speak from the heart. First, we're doing another Patreon discount. If you're unaware how that works, you get full access to Patreon except for about half the price. Keep in mind, Patreon is the only thing that funds this channel. I deny all advertisement offers. Every single crypto, blockchain, vertical integrated NFT sponsorship, they all get denied. Patreon is all my reasons, so I can't thank you guys enough. If you're curious what Patreon includes, I pretty much go all out and do about 3 to 4 hours of content each month. That's split between 3 different videos. The first of those is the monthly market recap, where I talk about what's going on in modern, what's happening in vintage. I share some of my sales and behind the scenes info, and then I also talk about what I think is overrated and underrated. You also can ask me questions, and I'll respond to those questions in 2 separate Q&A videos each month. Not only do you get a direct answer from me, but you can also see what other people are thinking as well. You also will get full access to Smpratte consignment, so you can message me at any time on Patreon if you have something you want to consign. And then last but not least, you'll be grandfathered into the grandma house. Not only do you get access to the current monthly Patreon videos, you get every single video going back years, all the way back to the first edition print run of Patreon, and you'll be locked in at that rate when you join. So when you join during the special, after the special ends, you'll be locked in at that price indefinitely, as long as you choose to stay. So there's the Patreon discount. I'll try to keep it open for a few months for people who see this video down the road who want to join later on. And now this gets us into the part of the video where I'm going to speak from the heart. I've had to make some big decisions about my public videos that I'm going to share with you now, and this did not come lightly. It took months for me to get to this, but ultimately I'm going to try to do 1 discussion video and 1 card video per month. I would love to do a lot more content. I'd love to do weekly and bi-weekly videos. But there's 2 big reasons why I have to make this decision. One of them is my personal private life has had some dramatic changes recently, and unfortunately, I do not have the time and flexibility that I did when I was slightly less of a boomer than I am now. So that's a big one. And then the other big one is mental health. At some point, I don't know when, Pokemon went from a very cute, quaint, collectible hobby into a very mainstream, like 24/7 lifestyle occupation. You know, back in the day, the content was purely about just sharing the enjoyment of collecting and opening a pack and pulling a card or getting a card back from grading or winning a card in auction. Where now I feel like the C's are really dominating the scene of like clickbait, clout, and criticism. That is a heavy part of the climate today that just wholesale did not exist years ago. And for those who aren't aware, I have someone who helps me out with a lot of my social media. And right now they're like Butters from South Park, like removing all the negative tweets. Like that's really what it is. And I don't think this is unique to Pokemon. I think we might be experiencing a heavier dosage at the moment. But this, I think, is a bigger problem with the internet at large, where there's this blind spot where people can be unnaturally cruel to one another. And it's just an unregulated aspect of the internet because the people who could regulate it are still trying to figure out how to connect to the Wi-Fi and what connects to the Wi-Fi. So there is a thing that allows people to be unnaturally cool that just would not fly in real life. Like if you were truly awful to someone at work, HR is going to step in. Or if you had a fight between your friends, you're going to sort out because you care about one another. Where in collectibles, you're kind of in a purgatory state on the internet between those 2 points. There isn't an immediate remedy or resolve for a conflict, and it can really linger. And comments can have more permanence than they should. You know, even when people say something terrible, it hangs there, you know, like if you get into a spat with somebody in real life, it's over when it's right after that, you know, it's just done, you move on. Where internet comments are hanging out even after the person was frustrated. So this is a decision that did not come lightly. I really wanted to talk about this aspect because I think it's why content creators have such a high burnout rate, because I think people really need to hear that not only me, but all content creators are humans doing this as an extension of their livelihood. Especially someone like me. I'm not a blue check mark anything. I'm a niche within a niche, a sperm of the sperm whale. Like, we're in a grandma house here. Like, that's who I am. I'm not a SM mofo. I'm not Max Mofo. Shout out to one of the biggest or the best blue check mark channels out there. But this ain't that. Like, I'm not that type of thing. Like, every content creator, big or small, you know, it's an emotional thing. You know, I'm not a light switch where it's like content on, content off, content on, you know. It's something where you got to keep that in check. And perhaps because my time is more scarce, this stuff weighs more, if that makes sense. Or back in the day when I had more free time, it wasn't as heavy. But I still think there is an overall issue on the internet where people can be artificially mean. What I mean by that is it's like people looking for a problem, you know, the criticism part of clout chasing and all that, the clickbait aspect of someone made a mistake and we're going to dogpile on them for that. You know, someone said something we don't like in this video, so we're going to share it in Discord and we're all going to just go in droves to the comments. Like, and don't hear this as like being allergic to disagreement, because I've been community building and agreeing and disagreeing before YouTube even existed. You know, I founded E4 over a decade ago. You got people there who love base set, hate base set, love modern, hate modern, love vintage, hate vintage, boomers, zoomers, all of it. And it works because people are respectfully agreeing and disagreeing. You know, when I say, you know the deal, let me know how I feel, that's what I mean. I've learned a lot from disagreements. I've learned a lot from new eyes giving a different perspective. But you can't learn and grow if it's just dogpiling and just ripping people up. You know, I'm all about trying to build community, and that's why I started this channel. That's why I started sharing information that isn't as searchable, right? Like if you want to know the lineage of a card that I've experienced, you know, for 15 years or something like that, or what the market was like in 2016 or 2014, or stories about worlds at one point or another, that's something that you can't just easily find on the internet. And that's why I was like, you know what, there's something here I can share. And in fact, a lot of people just encouraged me to make videos. It's not something I would normally do. If you went to one of my hockey games and asked the people how many words I say in the locker room, we're not in double digits. Like, I'm a very reclusive person in real life. So this took a lot of encouragement from others to be here. So I'm saying all this and just trying to tell you exactly how I feel. Like, this is exactly why I'm having to make this move. Like, if you had to plug a USB directly in my heart, this is the answer for why I'm having to dial it back here. And, you know, if there is more positive reinforcement I have to do, you know, move things around and get more time, I can always accelerate and make more content, but I've got to make this move for my personal health. It's something I didn't see coming, and I'm just saying it and being more vulnerable than usual, because I'm sure there's other people out there who watching this who probably feel this in a way. You know, I think it probably hits the veterans a little bit more too, like the boomer collectors, because when you've been around so long, there's more of a whiplash from this change. Like, I remember when YouTube videos were like, hey, I found this Shadowless box that has 3 first edition cards in the back of packs, and that's it. Like, it wasn't like a huge clickbait thing with their mouth open at 180 degrees. Like, it was just like, here's this thing that I found, check it out. You know, and that's where I'm from, and that's what I'm used to. So yeah, that's all the thoughts that come to mind. And I don't want this to be like a Debbie Downer or a pity party again. It's literally just the exact reasons for why I'm having to make this decision. It doesn't come easy. And to end on a positive here, I can't thank the support and the people enough. You know, I can't remember the last auction block I did where I didn't have somebody who either messaged me and said, hey man, I'm here. Just the last auction block, I had a guy who's like, I've been watching your channel since the beginning. You're why I got into Pokemon. Other people are like, hey, can you sign this card? I really appreciate what you do. So I can't thank those people enough, and I want to try to end on that positive here. And I don't want to take your day down, be the storm cloud of your day. I just need to get that out there. You know, I need to tell you like why I'm making this decision, and it didn't come easy because I take this very seriously. I've been doing this a long time. Why I made this channel also, last thought here, is because I wanted to showcase how important collecting can be and how it's like a natural human thing. And I think it goes beyond the product that we collect. I think there's more to it than that. And I'd rather build that part of it than tear it down. So yeah, that's what I have, guys. I can't thank you enough for the support. And, you know, I'll have the Patreon link there for the discount if you're interested. And yeah, thanks for all the support over the years. And that's pretty much everything I have. You know the deal. Let me know how I feel. It's pretty much it, guys. Till next time.